Hi, hello. So we're nearing the end of this August challenge thing, and so this is the very last week that I'll be filming. Let's talk updates. First things first, I'm obviously reading Crush at the moment. I'm on page 308. My goal for today is to get to page 450. I read some this morning and I figured that I could get to page 450. It's like 150 pages. Actually, yeah, it's about 150 pages for me to read. I'm sure I can do it. It's like no problem at all. I also have some other updates for you. I have started reading The Bone Season by Samantha Shannon, and so far this is going so much better than what my first read of this went, which is basically I think I read to about page 50, DNF'd it, could not get into it. This is a lot more fun at this point and I'm enjoying it immensely. I'm on page 40 right now. I'm really excited, I'm really enjoying it, and I'm really glad that I am. I think I've also gotten used to how Samantha Shannon writes, and that's why I think it also works for me at this point. I then am currently participating in the Scandal read-along. You might have seen me finish this not too long ago, but as of right now I am participating, so I have to reread, and I'm on page 30 with this, so I'm glad with that. I'm done with the chapters for that today. I'm still waiting for my hardcover edition of this book to arrive, which is The Book That Wouldn't Burn, but I have at least started this. I've just read like the prologue in chapter 1. I need to have read up until chapter 4, which is a really decent way into the book. I will get there in the next little bit, but that's the reading that I've done so far. I still need to read Rudyard on here, which I will do, I think. So I think I will be reading that after The Book That Wouldn't Burn, just because I really need to make progress in this, and the only way I see that happening is by actually picking this up before I think I'm going to pick up Crush, because those feel like a little bit more manageable, and this is like a very big chunk that I need to read, and so I would want to do that towards the end. So I am kind of reading 5 books at the moment, but I'm hoping to finish Crush pretty soon so that I can focus on the others, and the others I'm kind of reading as part of work, so there's that. But seeing as I already have your attention and everything, I figured that I would do a mini book haul because some books have arrived from work. It was a very big surprise. Like, obviously I paid for these, but I didn't expect them to all come in one go. First things first, we have Queen of Shadows. This is the 4th book in, no, it would be considered the 5th book technically if you're starting with Assassin's Blade in the Throne of Glass world, but I'm really excited. I haven't started on Verify yet, but I will, and then it's just me in this book, man. I'm really excited. I also have Daisy Hate, which is the 2nd book in the Magnolia Parks series, so I think the way you read it is Magnolia Park, Daisy Hastings, Magnolia, then Daisy again, and then I think the last book combines both of them. So yeah, there's that. I will be picking these up hopefully soon. I then picked up Every Summer After by Carly Fortune because I'd heard really great things, and if you don't know, I think it was in the beginning of this month, you probably would have seen it. I would have picked up, what's the other one? Meet Me at the Lake. I thought I would pick this one up, which is her debut, and see how that all goes. I finally have Spy Volume 2, which, great, I still need Spy Volume 1 to get going. And then we have these two. I read From Blood and Ash earlier this month as well, or not this month, last month, and I loved it, so I picked up A Kingdom of Flesh and Fire. I don't know if I want to reread this and then read this. I don't know yet, I haven't decided, but I do have annotations, I think, in the digital version that I want to transfer to this. And then obviously I want to read this. I got the hardcovers, and a nice surprise about these is they've got some like a design underneath the hardcover, which is really cool. So that's From Blood and Ash, Kingdom of Flesh and Fire. So these are just like a cover under the cover essentially, which I'm really happy about. It actually, I'm just gonna have some lunch / dinner right now, and then I'm going to jump into The Book That Wouldn't Burn, Rancho, and then Crush, so that we can power through these. I will probably insert some clips now of some B-roll. Like I said, I would talk more about this as I'm busy reading it right now for the read along, so here I am. I am annotating the proof in the meantime, so that when my hardcover comes, I know exactly what I want to annotate. I can just go through and like move it across essentially. You'll see that there are 2 colored tabs in there. There's like a light green and then a dark green, sorry. So the dark green is foreshadowing, because keeping in mind I've already read this. The dark green is foreshadowing and the light green is like important things. I'm trying to use sticky tab colors that I currently have a lot of, and I tend to not use the greens and the blues, and I tend to use like my reds and my yellows a lot more. At this point in time, we're like, I'm not very far in, I've read 4 chapters so far. At this point in time, we are currently just learning more about our characters and the world that we're in. It's clear that there's like an out and an in. So the out is basically the dust of the world. The out of the world is the dust. It's called like this area where it's just dusty, everything is dead because all the lakes and rivers and stuff have all dried up. And then we have the city, which is the booming place. It has everything that everyone wants. They're willing to trade their food, their whatevers, their wares, to just get knowledge. So knowledge seems to be power in this world. In addition to that, we have something called saber people or sabers, which are essentially like, I envision them a little bit as, I'm gonna put an image here. It's an anime series. I think it's called Beast All-Stars or All-Star Beasts or something like that. Anyway, so that's what I'm envisioning. I don't know what Mark Lawrence had intended them to look like, but that's what they look like to me. And so we've got like this war that's kind of brewing. And in addition to that, we have Livera, who is essentially someone who just is so curious, and to have a world full of knowledge, or like a city full of knowledge, seems like the best place for her. And then we've met Eva, and Eva is stuck in a library, and he's been through this machine basically called the mechanism, and he was stuck there for years and years and years, and then one day it spat out him plus 4 other children, and 3 of them are left. Plus Eva. So yeah, that's where we are at the moment, and in this library where Eva lives, there's something called escapes that literally escape the mechanism. Not the most genius name, but I think because it's kids who made it up, it makes sense. So that's where we are at the moment. I thought I'd give you a little bit of base so you know what you're kind of getting into with the book that wouldn't burn. I gave this 5 stars. I'm really excited to reread this. I've already started seeing some things that, like, as I said, foreshadowing is so important. I'm very much looking forward to continuing reading this. I'm hoping to read this more when I'm at the office than at home, just because it would make my life easier to have my work stuff done at work, and then I can read more when I'm at home. I'm going to pick up Branjar. So I read the first chapter. No, I didn't even read the first chapter. I read the first page and I was like, this sounds pretty cool. So I've charged it up right now. I'm gonna get going in this. I only want to get about 10% into it. I think there's only 30-ish pages. It is Afrikaans. It might take me a while. It is almost time to feed the cats, and that's why you can hear Barney so eloquently running around screaming basically. But I think I'm gonna read a little bit, and then when it's time to feed them, I'll take that break. Hopefully I will be where I need to be with this. If not, then I'll just continue reading after I fed them. Okay, I did not get far because I have to feed the cats, but I'll be back. So far, very interesting. Basically being told, obviously all in Afrikaans, but we're basically introduced to a group of boys who are in like a fighting ring, and then we learn that they call themselves like the Brandiage, which is what the book is called, and they all fight in the ring, but they're like high school students by the sound of it, and that's what I've got so far. And it sounds like Lo, who's our main character thus far, doesn't have much by the sounds of it. Like he like states at some point that he has got nothing to lose by losing, and like by falling and hurting himself in the face and stuff like that. So it makes you wonder, like, does he have any parents? Where are they? Because all the rest don't do that, because they do have parents who would worry. So very interesting. I'm gonna feed the cats and then we'll be back to reading. Kids are fed, which means I'm back to my book. It only took like 2 seconds, but hi, happy Tuesday. I hope that you are doing really well. I think I've got eye tracking on. Weird, but cool. I thought I would do a bit of an update. So obviously at work I get to read a little bit because I am essentially hosting the tours on the behalf. I say the tours, but I mean the read-alongs on the behalf of my company. So today I managed to read a little bit more of the book that wouldn't burn. I'm still waiting for my hardcover copy, and whilst I am fully annotating this at the moment with, did I use a pen in this one today? Yeah, I did. So I was using pencil when I was here. I don't know why. It doesn't really matter because this is my copy. But yeah, at the moment I am switching from dog ears to terms, so you can just kind of see that. Obviously, I think I've already explained the tabs to you, and yeah, I just read a little bit further today. We got to page like 75, and I'm really enjoying the reread of this. I think, as I mentioned, there's a tab for foreshadowing, and the amount of information that is revealed that you don't realize is revealed is pretty interesting so far. I'm excited to continue. I actually wanted to continue this today. However, there is another book that I really wished I continued today, and that's The Bone Season by Samantha Shannon. Things have gotten so interesting in this so far. I'm on page 84 at the moment, so quite a decent chunk in at the moment. I've just done red, I think. Let me just double check. There is a single blue, which is just to say like sad, but I'm sure I will change from the red to something else in the future for other things, but the red just means important information. And so far I'm just having such a blast. I like thinking back to when I read the original one a couple of years ago. I just could not get into it, and this one I just cannot not read it. So I'm a little bit sad that I'm not reading it further right now, because seriously so good. If that's what you needed to pick it up, please do. Just really thoroughly enjoying this at the moment. I have no complaints, no nothing. I'm really excited to continue further tomorrow. I have no words. I think, did I tell you I got to page like 80 something in that? And then obviously I'm also currently reading Scandar with work as well, and we got to page 63. This is like a very fun kind of YA. We have some adventure, we have like a choosing thing, we have kind of like Harry Potter, Percy Jackson, like particularly those things, but you know, if you like those kinds of books, you'll probably like this. And I'm just really having a great time, if I'm being honest. I really am enjoying the reread. I will say this is the kind of book that you don't want to reread within a week or two of reading it already, but unless you're like a child, I guess. But for me, it's like, I get it. But yeah, I'll be continuing on with this tomorrow, and as I said, we got to page like 64, 63. I've read quite a bit, but I have to read more still. So we obviously have my Kindle, and I'm on page 41. I read a whole one page since coming home, but I'm going to be continuing on with Brandjahr, and yeah, I'm really enjoying it so far. It's definitely like a fun little mystery thing going on. I can definitely see myself continuing to enjoy it. I don't have to read that much today. I overestimated how much I had to read yesterday. I only put down 10% and I managed to read to like 14%. I only have to read like 6% more. I think I could probably change it to pages, but at the same time, I feel like the percentages are easier to deal with just because, I don't know why. 50 pages seems like a lot in Afrikaans, but like 10% doesn't seem that much. Then, of course, the book that I haven't quite been mentioning is Crush. I didn't get to read it yesterday at all. My goal for today is still to get to page 450. It's still like a massive chunk that I need to read, but I'm gonna do it today. I just want to finish reading the 6% I have left of Brandjahr, and then I'm gonna just sit it out and read Crush as much as possible. I do have to schedule a video real quick, and then once that's done, it's done. I am also just making myself some dinner. I ordered food, not to eat right now, but as part of this cook-along that I'm doing in September, like actually starting tomorrow. So that's gonna be exciting, but I had to order food for that. Hopefully it's nice. I'm hoping that I can stretch it just because I'm like one person for most of this. So we'll see how that all goes. But yeah, I'm just gonna quickly schedule a video that I have here that needs to go up. It's like a really quick one. I'll have it linked if you're interested. It's part of my random number generator chooses how long I read for series that I did not so long ago. It's kind of crazy that we're at the end of August. Don't know if I'm gonna finish another book before Thursday. I would really love to, but I don't think that's gonna happen, in which case we'll be jumping straight into September pretty soon, because I'm gonna end this and then it's gonna be a short like weekend vlog for September start, and then yeah, we'll go from there basically. So I have read further into Brandjahr and I'm really enjoying this. I think it's really fun. Like, I'm reading it slowly because it's Afrikaans and I'm practiced in the language at the moment, so a lot of the time I have to like say the word in my brain and then translate it to English and then back to Afrikaans for myself. I do think in Afrikaans sometimes, but sometimes I think in English because English is what I speak the most of at the moment. And so when I read the Afrikaans, I sometimes have to go a little bit backwards and forwards. But yeah, I managed to read to 20%, and as I said, this is really enjoyable. We kind of have like a romance going on, or a potential romance, so I'm very much invested in this book at the moment. I don't know what to think, but I'm about 60 pages in and we've got like our setup going on at the moment, which I like. But I'm really excited to continue on with this tomorrow. Right now, I'm getting really tired. I had like a really rough time yesterday. I mean, I woke up nice and early and that was like no problem at all, except I couldn't go to sleep last night until like 11 o'clock. So now I am dead tired, just chilling and yawning and everything. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get into my pajamas. I'm going to get ready for bed basically. I'm gonna just take Crush with me to the bedroom and then I'm gonna read it until I fall asleep, basically, because I am so tired. I do want to read Crash, but I don't think I'm going to get to page 450. But that's okay, because I feel like tomorrow might be a better day anyways. We'll see. My hope is that obviously tomorrow I can wake up with my alarms and I'll be able to go to work nice and early, and then I can come back nice and early, and all will be great. That is my hope and dream, by the way. I am going to go and get into bed and get comfy, and the next time you see me will be tomorrow.